Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I am excited to share some of my favorites of this past month with you today. This is funny because I always start out thinking like, gosh, I don't really think that I have that many things to share. And then by the time I round everything up that really like caught my makeup lovers, my beauty lovers heart, then all of a sudden my vanity is full. So I'm gonna try not to ramble on too long in this intro because this might end up being a fairly lengthy favorites video. But if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. But like I said, it's just gonna be about me talking about the things I love. I also have a couple things that let me down, so let's get into it. All right, let's go ahead and start off a little opposite of what I normally do. I feel like I always leave fragrance favorites off till the end of the video, but as summer turns into fall, it's when I start to get really excited to bring out some of those fall scents, but it's also the time of year that I start to like have regrets over what I didn't wear. It's like, oh no, I don't feel like I wore this one enough, or oh shoot, I forgot I have this one. So I have some here that sort of like cross that bridge, you know, that sort of like seasonal like change, right? So I will start off with the one that is newest to me. And this one was actually sent to me from Replica and Influencer. And this is the Replica Matcha Meditation Scent. So I believe that this is a new scent to Replica. I had never heard of it before and I'd never smelled it before. And I'm not quite sure what I thought it was going to be. It's very unexpected. So what Replica says on their website, well, this is Maison Margiela, obviously, but what it says on the website is it's a Zen scent that captures the joyful feeling of enlightenment achieved by meditation, thanks to the bright bergamot essence and the luminous and generous orange flower absolute. The enveloping feeling brought by the matcha accord is reinforced by the warmth of the benzoin absolute to recreate the peaceful and comforting sensation of enjoying a warm cup of matcha tea. So on the Fragrantica website, this says that green tea, bergamot, and mandarin orange are in the top notes. The middle notes are jasmine, mate, and orange blossom. And then the base notes are white chocolate, moss, and cedar. Oh, and by the way, this one says that it was launched in 2021. Has anyone else ever heard of this one? Like, I totally hadn't. Now, obviously, this is not an inexpensive fragrance line. This is the largest size they make. This is the 100 mils or 3.4 ounce size, which goes for $144. So I do have to be honest. I don't know that this would be something that I would ever buy in a full size for myself, because I find that I'm mostly gonna wear this as a layering scent because it's delicate. Like you definitely could wear this on its own, no problem, especially if you like a delicate, like slightly floral scent. But the thing about this is I think that this is, again, like I was just talking about, it's a good thing to transition from season to season. So what I get from this is definitely that you get the, I don't even want to say grassy note of green tea, but it's earthy, I guess, but not like hippie commune earthy. It's like just nature. It's just nature earthy. You do get a little bit of that citrus, but it's not like punch you in the face. If you've ever smelled Ellis Brooklyn West, you know that I love that scent. That one is a punch you in the face citrus. This is not. This is very mellow, but honestly, it's the base notes that come out the most. And you have listed here white chocolate, moss, and cedar. And you know, it's interesting. I thought there was going to be vanilla in this, but it must be the white chocolate because it has this creaminess to it. So it's like delicately floral, but earthy, but a little bit sweet and woodsy at the end. Isn't that like every note you could possibly have? Just about. So that's really what I like about this, is it's something that you can add a little bit of je ne sais quoi to anything else that you're wearing. So let's say you have a gourmand that you want to lighten up a little bit. I think that that could be a good like cocktail moment. If you have something that, you know, is fresh and you want to richen it up a little bit, I think that's a good way to go. So I feel like taking your spring fragrances and mixing a little bit of that in takes it a little more into like fall winter. But if you have a fall winter fragrance that's a little too heady yet, especially if you live in a warmer climate and it just hasn't gotten to be fall vibes yet, then that way it would like soften it out a little bit. So thank you so much to Influenster and Replica for sending that over. I really do like it. It's just like a calming moment. This is definitely something I could see like spritzing on before bed too, you know? Although for $144, I don't know if that's gonna be the one that I grab for that. I do that. If you know me, you'll know that I do that, but I don't know if that's gonna be the one. By the way, can I just say, if it looks like I'm like slightly looking off to the side, I'm checking to see if I'm in frame. I had to move all this stuff around. I was teaching a class, a virtual class in here earlier today, and so I had to like shuffle some stuff around, and now I'm just like, oh, my camera doesn't seem in the right spot, so I'm just so sorry. Sorry if I seem weird. Sorry if the frame seems weird. I'll get it figured out in the next couple of videos, I'm sure. But anyway, so that is one that I have been loving. Now, here is another one. I talked about this on Instagram in my stories, but this is a combination that I've been doing quite a bit of. I've talked about both of these fragrances on my channel a lot, so maybe you have them as well, and I just wanted to tell you to try this cocktail out. So we have Ellis Brooklyn Bee. I'm not going to go into this too much, but this is definitely a honey, a very heady, sweet, but like deep. Not like cotton candy, like definitely that like caramelized honey with a little bit of booze. And then I have Juliet Has a Gun. I've talked about this one a ton too. This is that very much like pear. Yeah, just like that juicy pear. Yum, yum, yum. So, wow. Juliet Has a Gun if you'd like to have me do an ad for you. Juicy pear. Yum, yum, yum. Call me. Okay, but the combination of these two together really makes this like caramelized pear moment, because I'm starting to feel like this is a little too fruity going into the fall, but I'm sad that I didn't wear it as much as I should have. I really should have. I don't know why I didn't, but I just feel like I haven't gotten all of the time out of it yet. So I just spritz on a little bit of this in with it, and then that way I feel like it's sort of having its best fall life. Very good, very like dessert moment, but not like too like cloyingly sweet, because the freshness of this kind of calms this one down a little bit. I have to say, it has to be like the dead of winter, or maybe I'm just like cozying up with Jeremy to be able to wear this one on its own, because it is so sweet that it could be a lot. So these two together make a wonderful combination. I love layering fragrances. Let me know if you'd ever be interested in like a fragrance layering video. Like I could talk about some of my favorite combos or the way that I like to pair things. That could be kind of fun. You know, I love a good fragrance moment. All right, so now that our fragrance moment is over, let's go into some accessories. So of course, this is like literally the first day I've taken this necklace off today, but I wanted to talk to you. If you saw on my Instagram stories, I was talking about wanting to find a like really good waterproof, like water resistant jewelry line that isn't like mega expensive because it's like 100% gold. I was just looking for something that was like still cute, long wearing, but slightly more affordable. I am honestly, well, this is like just totally like a cheap trinket piece, but it's already starting to tarnish, you know, they just start to look kind of blah, and I am over that. I'm over doing that. So now I'm just investing a bit more in hopes that they stay looking nice for longer. I want things that are durable, and of course, going down the rabbit hole on Instagram, I found Abbott Lion. Now, this is the necklace that has brought me to the brand, and I talked about it. I featured it in my Instagram stories because I said that I was going to maybe buy it for myself for a birthday present, and that's exactly what I did. I have not worn it yet because it came to me after. Oh, actually, I think it came to me right before my birthday, but I just didn't really have an opportunity to wear it. So I bought this chain choker. Let me put it together so that I can hold it up for you. So I got it in rose gold, of course. And so if you can see there, it's got a cute little KR, and this is just going to be a nice little chain choker. So in rose gold, of course, and I am so excited to wear this. Now, I was really hoping that this would arrive before my most recent filming session in Santa Monica, and it didn't. It didn't quite make it in time. So now I'm gonna have to find something else to wear it for. But what I have been wearing from the same brand, of course, it was in their sales section when I bought this one, is this cute little delicate chain. I'm gonna give it a little wrap around here. So this again is in rose gold. I'll hold it up a little bit more for you. Now, like I said, today is literally the first day that I have taken this off in 3 weeks. So this has been through every single shower with me. It's been through 3 or 4 yoga classes. It's been to the spa, into the hot tub, into the pool, all of that, and it's really lasted nicely. It hasn't tarnished at all. It's still looking pretty darn shiny. It probably could use a little bit of a cleaning at this point, but I don't see any wear of the color or anything, so I'm really happy with this so far. I was a little bit confused because when I was online, you know, they were advertising the whole like waterproof thing, like a lot of these brands are now. But when I got it, it did say like, we recommend taking off your jewelry when you're in the shower and, you know, stuff like that to like prolong its beauty. And I was like, well, but the whole point of this was to be able to wear it at all times. So I was sort of like, well, I'm gonna start out with this one. I'm gonna put this one through the ringer because this was much less expensive. I think that this one was like 35, 40 bucks on sale. I can't remember what this one was. I think honestly it was like 80, 90. I'm gonna double check that and I will put something up here for you. I'll have to double check my receipt if I can find that. I'm not always that good at that. But so far, so good. I'm happy with this. I wanted to try this one out first to see if it's a company that I want to invest a little bit more money into for maybe like some earrings next. I'm just looking to get some nicer pieces, and it's like I want to have a good variety, so I don't want to dedicate too much income to it and only have like 3 or 4 staple pieces. I know some people who just like wear the same 1 or 2 pairs of earrings and that's how they go. I need a little bit more than that, but I'm overbuying all the tchotchkes that just like look like junk after a while. So I will keep you updated about the choker, but the necklace I'm really enjoying. I will go ahead and have their website linked down too as well. And if by chance I find any like good like promos, I'll put those down as well. But like I said, 3 weeks of wearing this little chain on its own, I could definitely see, you know, investing in a couple more pieces to have. It's been really nice to just have something like very delicate that I can wear at all times. It's been super comfortable. I haven't had any problems with it. So it's a good purchase. Now, the only thing I will say about these Abbott Lion pieces is that while this one came very quickly, the, you know, standard chain, the customized piece, now we have to understand, right? Like it's customized, made just for me with my initials on it. I think it said like 10 to 14 days like manufacturing time before it would ship out. And I think that was like possibly another 5 days, something like that. It was at the high end of that. I was, you know, I was just like crossing my fingers because I knew, like I said, I wanted to wear it on this trip that I took. And I was like, ooh, it might just make it in time. And it like arrived while I was gone. So, you know, it was definitely towards the end of that. I can't discredit the company at all because it was exactly the amount of time that they said it would be, but like on the very like end of that spectrum. So this is, if you do want to buy something for yourself or for a gift for someone, make sure that you do it a good like 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks in advance. Just a little heads up. Okay, we're on accessories. I don't know if these can be counted as an accessory, but we're gonna call them one. These are the Thigh Society slip shorts. So yes, these are basically like anti-chafing, anti-thigh rubbing shorts, and I have really been enjoying them. I mean, if you are on Instagram and you get like clothing ads, like undergarment ads, you've probably seen these at some point. So what these are not is shapewear. They're not shapewear at all. They don't smooth tuck. I mean, I guess they do make you feel like a little bit more secure, but they're not gonna hide any secrets. Let me just put it that way. So what they are though, basically like a little layer to help keep your thighs from chatting with each other too much. Now, what I love about these slip shorts is that they come in 4 different styles, well, 4 different thicknesses, I guess is kind of what I would say. So the most sheer are going to be the cooling, and I'm going to like give these like a little like stretch so that you can see. So, right, you can see that, you know, once my booty's in here, you're gonna be able to see it. So I would say that these are not as thick as tights, but they're not as sheer as pantyhose, right? So then the next one up is the cotton. Then the next one up from that is the staple, and that's what these ones are. I mean, obviously it's a little bit harder just because these are brown, so they're a little bit thicker. And then you have the original, which is basically like a bike short. Out of that, you're gonna get more opacity. Now, obviously with these, I was like stretching them out pretty far. The next thing that I love about these is most of these styles come in a wide variety of colors. So the cooling one, for instance, that comes in black, it comes in brown, it comes in like a very light nude color, pink, like a peachy pink. You have, I think it's almost like a dove gray or a very light lavender. You have like a taupe and a light and a dark dusky blue. So like So many options. And it comes in sizes from extra small all the way up to 5, 6X, which is awesome. And then it also comes in several lengths. The cooling, for instance, comes with a 5-inch, 7-inch, 9-inch, or 12-inch. And of course, that's gonna be like the length that it goes down your leg. So for me, because of my thick thighs, I don't like to have something that sits at mid-thigh, because that usually tends to lead to like it creeping up as I walk. I also find that these probably wouldn't, because they are like so soft on the leg, but a lot of different slip shorts, like they kind of like dent in, and then I feel like I have like this weird bump. So if I'm wearing it with like a maxi skirt, I feel like it's like, you know what I'm saying? Thigh girls out there, you probably know what I'm saying. So I like to have it a little bit longer. And the nice thing about the cooling is because it is so thin, I don't feel like I'm going to die if I'm wearing something that goes a little bit lower onto my leg. So I think in both of the styles that I got them each in a 7 and in a 9. Now, if you really just want like a little something something underneath, you could totally just go with like the 5 inches. It just really depends on your preference, but I have really liked them. I will say, I feel like I would like to, at some point, I would like to try the other 2 styles just to see like where my sweet spot is. I definitely could see, like, I know how comfy the staple is to like wear around the house. I could see getting the original at some point to totally just have as like a kick around. Like they talk about having them as like loungewear. I could totally see that, or even like pajamas. Like having them as pajamas would be like super awesome. They're very soft and very cozy. I think that these have a tendency to roll up a little bit more than the like cooling ones. The only thing about the cooling ones is they're a little bit more loud when your thighs do rub together. There's a little bit of zit, 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 zit as I'm like walking down the halls at work. It's not always the cutest thing, but it's way better than like getting a rash from my legs rubbing together. I'm just keeping it real with you here. But I really do find that they are like fairly moisture wicking. So when I was out in Santa Monica for my trainer training as an educator for Paul Mitchell, the building that we were in was not keeping up AC wise, and I had a dress on and I had a pair of these underneath just for like comfort wise. But let me tell you, they just like kept me feeling cool and fresh. There were no problems. There were no problems. So I really enjoy these. I have told several friends about these and how much I like them, and I wanted to tell all of you as well. So I know that they say that they really shouldn't roll up or down if you choose the right size for you. Like I said, I just have found that the staple, sometimes I think it's more so the shorter size for me. It just tends to roll up on the thigh a little bit, which is a little bit of a bummer, but that just means that I would probably stick to the longer length for me. So anyway, really liking these, would definitely buy again in the future. Of course, just like everything else I'm chatting about today, I'll have them linked down below. All right, so since we were basically just on clothing, I'm gonna put in another clothing item here that is sort of a fail for me, and it's really a bummer. So Jeremy and I were gonna be headed to the spa, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not even sure if I have like swimsuits that really fit me properly right now, and I would like a little like update. So I just ran onto Amazon really quick and ordered a couple suits, and I got this one. This is like this, it was cute. It was like this little wraparound. So it's got this thingy here that like wraps around. It's just like a bikini top, and then high-waisted briefs. I will put a picture up here so that you can see this. Okay, so I wore this one time to the spa, had no problems. And then the next time we went back, I actually wore the bottoms with a different top. And all of a sudden I was like looking, we were in the hot tub, and I was just like, wow, the sun makes these swim shorts look way more gray than they are. And then I realized, no, they just got bleached out by being in the hot tub. So as I look at this, maybe you'll even be able to see it here. This used to be this like fun green gray, and then in some spots it's totally turned into just gray. So like, so then since I've worn these twice, these literally came from the same suit. So these are definitely not color fast. Like, look at that. And that's a bummer because I don't want this color. I wanted the color that's got the green in it. This is what I get for fast fashion purchases. That's a bummer. It's such a bummer. And so now it's like, what do I do to get this suit to match? Do I just like wear them in the hot tub and hope that they just bleach out evenly? So I will definitely be posting a review on Amazon on these. I would not recommend. The swimsuit is super cute, and it was actually really comfortable too, but If it's going to bleach out after 2 washes, I'm not interested. So I just wanted to share that in case any of you are spontaneous swimsuit shoppers like I am. Don't buy from that brand. Okay, let's get back into some positive things, shall we? So let's talk a little bit. I just have a couple of skincare items to share. Listen, y'all, this one is it's not a newbie. Everybody knows about it. This is the Green Clean from Pharmacy. The thing of it is I have sort of like gotten away from using cleansing balms. I had gotten that cleansing oil that was featured in my favorites like a few months ago. I do really still like that cleansing oil. However, the like pump mechanism has started leaking. So now I keep it in my shower. But that means that on my vanity in the bathroom, I haven't really been using anything. So then I haven't been using any type of pre-cleanse at all. And boy, did I miss it. Like, this is so nice. And I mean, I've really done a doozy to this bottle. We have, you know, I mean, a little goes a long way with this, right? So I probably have a couple good weeks out of this yet, but now that I started reusing it again, I'm like, oh my gosh, I really love this. I was tempted to put this into my cart for the Sephora VIB sale, but I still have a Clinique one that I bought in the Ulta sale for half off, so I really need to use that one. I did just order some little travel sizes from the Vanilla brand, so I'm excited because I wanted to get some travel sizes to give out as holiday gifts, but I also wanted to have a travel size to put into my travel bag so that I don't have to like carry this big daddy around with me. So if you have a favorite cleansing balm that you love, let me know down below, because I'm definitely like realizing that I really enjoy that experience. And while I love the Pharmacy, I would definitely purchase another Pharmacy down the road. I'm always open to trying other ones too. Bonus points if it's going to save me some money. The other skincare item that I would like to talk about today is another one that I had used and loved and sort of gotten away from, and it's this little baby right here. This is the pure cold pressed rose hip seed oil from Good Molecules. I love rose hip seed oil. I do find that it's very nourishing. I think it can be really great for acne prone skin, and I just find that this one is very calming, but also very protective. So I put this one on at night, and when I wake up in the morning, I still feel it on my skin, like in a good way. I feel like, oh, you've protected me all night long, and it, you know, that residue, like anything that's left over, just rinses off in the morning. I feel like my skin is happy with this, and it's not overly greasy. I mean, maybe that sounds like sort of a contradiction, the fact that I feel like I can still feel it on the skin when I wake up, but it's not greasy. It's just, I don't know, it just feels nourishing and protecting. I keep saying that, so that's what I'm gonna stick with. So I've got like maybe 1/4 of a bottle left, but I think I might have a backup. So I'm really excited to have this back into my life. I think I still will probably use this mostly at night, and then in the morning I would probably use either my jojoba or my squalane oil, just because I feel like those sink in a little bit more. All right, you have been so very patient, so now let's go ahead and dive into some makeup. So the first thing I want to talk about is this concealer. This is the Lancome Tenti Dole Ultra Wear Concealer. This has probably been the concealer that I've been reaching for most of the month, and I do really like it. I find that it is, I wouldn't say it's like overly hydrating, but it isn't dehydrating at all. So I've really been liking this one. I feel like it's gonna be a good match for me too, like going into the colder months. I really had to be careful wearing it when I was very tan, because it was like almost like overly brightening, like 2000s brightening. But this one I've been really liking. I do have to say though, I really have itchy fingers for trying a new concealer. I think I'm going to try the Kosas Revealer Concealer in the Sephora sale. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pop that one into my cart. I should go in store and like maybe like swatch it out to see what a good match for me would be, but I'm definitely open to suggestions for a new concealer, because now I've gone through several. I have a couple that I really love, but it's the one product, lies. It's one of the products that I'm just always looking for the next best thing on. So let me know your favorite concealer down below. I like something that's like medium coverage, not too drying. It can be a little glowy, but I don't want it to slide all over my face. Thank you in advance. So what I've been using to set that concealer and my face if I feel the need, this is an oldie but a goodie, and I've really been trying to get through this. It's the powder that just keeps on puffing. This is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I really love this powder. It is just so finely milled. Let me tell you, Hourglass does powders so beautifully. So beautifully. I have been working on this one forever. My heart is crushed because somehow my little like travel size one that I had that I kept in my makeup bag did not make it back from my last trip with me. I had gotten it out to touch up during filming, and all of a sudden it was like gone. I thought about purchasing the small one, but it's like, it's so expensive for just like the small one, and it doesn't have like a stopper for the sifter. So the powder was just kind of like everywhere. It was sort of a hot mess. So I thought what I would do is maybe take some of this and put it into something that I can like kind of sift out of that's small. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, I love this powder. It's lasted me forever, and I just can't see trying another powder. I know a lot of people have talked about newer powders on the market that they've just been really enjoying, and I'm just like, I can't because I love this one. It never makes me feel cakey. I can honestly put a lot of it on my face, and I still don't feel like I'm wearing a lot of powder. It looks great on the under eye. It looks great on the skin. It's just an all-around beautiful powder for me. So that one I really enjoy. So let's talk about what's on my lips, because I've talked about these before, but it's fall, y'all, and I wanted to pull out some fall makeup today. I have on the Metropolis from Natasha Denona on my eyes because it's not fall until I put that palette on my face. That's just how I feel. So I popped that one out today, and then I wanted a beautiful, like, warm lip to go with this. So this is one of the Elva cream lip stains in the shade Sweet Tulip. So this is this beautiful, like, kind of red, kind of orange moment. It's what I have on. Feels so comfortable. It lasts on the lips for a decent amount of time, and it does leave a little bit of stain behind. It's not sticky, and they smell so good. I keep trying to like think of what it smells like, and it's driving me nuts. Some sort of candy, like Starburst and Sweet Tarts. Skittles. It's Skittles. Wow, it smells like Skittles. It totally smells like Skittles. Okay, so I think I have all of the shades of this. Let me pull out, I'm gonna just swatch, well, heck, I might as well just swatch all of these, right? Let's be honest. All right, so here are all the shades. So obviously this one, that more orangey one, is Sweet Tulip. The one next to it, this one here, is Little Jasmine. That's actually the first shade I got. I also have the blush, which I don't think you can get anymore in that. Very, very beautiful. Just like a nice, kind of like warmy mauve. And then down below, this one here, this like, I would say more like kind of somewhere between a mauve nude berry, that combo. That one is Lady Camellia's, and then next to it is Water Lily, which I feel like is like a more nuded, less saturated version of Sweet Tulips. So just so beautiful. Very, very beautiful. I think that there's a color in here for everybody. I do think that this is all 4 of the shades that they make. There might have been a red one. And I don't feel like it's feathered out too much. And I've been wearing this one for a while. I will say it started out a little bit more banging and shiny, but they just feel super comfortable. In this line, in the Elva series, there is also a matte cream stain. I have not tried those. You know that the only matte lip I plan on wearing anytime soon is Elisa Eldridge. I just have trust issues, y'all. So these are very beautiful. You know, Black Friday is around the corner. If any of these are left and you're gonna be shopping the Odin sale, because I feel like they do a great sale, I would definitely recommend picking one of these up. And as I'm sitting here wiping these swatches off, I do wanna make a little disclaimer. I don't know if they are discontinuing these lip products. For a while, they were like having a sale where they were like 50% off on the site. So I was like, oh no, they're getting rid of them. But I see that they're still in stock. So I'm not sure what that is. I feel a little bit guilty, like recommending something to you that I don't know how long it's gonna be around for, but I love them that much. Really quick, I have a couple brushes that I wanna talk about. These are brushes that I've known that I've liked for a while, but they're ones that I've really been reaching for a lot this month. I think I've mentioned this one in like 2 videos where I'm like, you need this one, you need this one. This is the Rephr 12, and while this has a lot of different ways that you could use it as like a really big, like lower lash line smoking outing brush. You could use it as like a really defined crease brush when you want something that's like not quite a cut crease, but not really blurred out. But what I love it for is for like a really pop-in inner corner. Like, I think the shape of this just really nestles right in my inner corner. If you don't want something that's like just a very small pop, if you like to like really highlight this entire area, it would also work decently on the brow bone as well. So I love this one from Rephr. The other one that I've talked about before is the F15 from Lara Faye. I'm not sure if they're discontinuing this one or not. I love it. I hope not, because this is honestly like my favorite brush now to use for cream contour blush products. I mean, it's just gorgeous. You could honestly use it for foundation in a pinch. Plus, I think that like the shape of it and even the size of it, you could use it as like an under eye concealer as well. I mean, not like a super like delicate one, but it would definitely work in a pinch. So I love this brush. So I love this brush. I hope that they're not discontinuing it. What is it with me? What is it with me? I feel like I have the curse of Sam Ravindal. I'm like, oh, I'm finding things that I love and then they like get discontinued. So hopefully Lara Faye is not discontinuing. It's just that the last couple times I've looked on their site, I haven't seen this one in stock. While I feel like I still definitely dipped into quite a few single shadows, I think that this was a month of using quite a few palettes, surprisingly. Now this might be cheating, but I honestly feel like the #1 palette that I used is the one that I created for my go-to palette in our BYOP series. It's being dismantled. I only have 5 of the 10 shades in here anymore because I've slowly been like adding them back into all of my single shadows, but I loved this little palette. This I used half the month. Honestly, I just got so much use out of it. I traveled with it. I just like kind of beat it to smithereens. So I loved it. If you haven't seen that video, I will go ahead and link it up here if you want to see the details of all the shadows in there for my like perfect grab and go, like everyday, love it so much palette. So it kind of makes sense that I was able to use it a lot, but it was a perfect like transitional palette as well. So the other palettes, I have 3 other ones here. Like I said, I've been using lots of palettes, so it means lots of them to talk about. These 2 from Sydney Grace that I picked up in the Christmas and July sale. We have the California Coast palette. I used it in my haul video, so I really like this one. I will say that I feel like a couple of the shades come up on the skin much cooler than they look in the pan. That could also just be that I have a neutral leaning warm skin tone. So maybe it just looked cooler compared to my skin tone, but I definitely felt like the one day I thought I was gonna get more of like a rosy nude look out of it. And once I got it on, I was like, and I'm taupe. Which is fine. It was still beautiful, but it just wasn't quite what I was going for. Now the other palette that I've really been enjoying, and I'm glad because I was on the fence because I didn't really need this palette, but I wanted it. This is, of course, the Coffee Talk palette. It's so cute. I just love the cover of this. I love a good coffee moment, and I've really been enjoying this one. I did use this one in my winged liner tutorial, or my winged liner shadow tutorial thing. I'll put it up here if you want to see it, but I really do love this. It's a great little neutral, leaning slightly cool moment, and it's great. Now the other one that I reached for time and time again was actually the Natasha Denona My Dream palette, which isn't super surprising. I knew that I would really enjoy this color story. In all honesty, I would say like 75% of the time I was going towards these like more warm shades in here, but now like tipping a little bit more into fall, I could see like pulling in a few more of these berry tones again. So this one for me, I just know that I'm really gonna enjoy the mattes in here. The shimmers, you know, the shimmers are okay for me, but there were definitely days where I used the mattes from this and pulled out shimmers from my singles collection. I'm not gonna lie, you know that I feel like Natasha's shimmers just need a little bit more shim. They just need a little more kick in the pants. This isn't my dream, this is her dream. So somewhere down the lines, maybe she'll make Kelly's dream palette. But until then, I just need to add a little bit more shimmer. But these are beautiful. I mean, like I said, the shimmers are fine. It's just not like ba-bam. I mean, you can see here, like even with Metropolis, it's not like I got like crazy shiny. I feel like my cheeks and my forehead are more shiny than my eyeballs, and that's not usually the way that I like it. Okay, I think that's a good note to end on. Yeah, as I'm looking around here, I don't see anything else to share with you, but I almost forgot one more fail. And this one sort of breaks my heart. This one sort of breaks my heart, partially because it was a very sweet gift, but also because I really, really wanted this palette. This is the Wilderness palette from Beauty Bay. So if you'll know, this was in my deck of panning for the month, and it was my Are You Joking draw, which by the way, I've decided not to share my deck of panning anymore. I'm still doing it, I'm still drawing, but I'm just not sharing it anymore. It just wasn't super popular, so you know, maybe I will just start sharing on Instagram or something. Maybe I'll come back to sharing next month on Instagram. So if you want to see what I drew, just make sure you're following me over there at Keep Beauty Real. But I do want to share that this was kind of a flop for me. So first of all, I have to say, I love the color story in here. I mean, when I first look at this, I just think it's so beautiful. You've got, you know, some rusty oranges, you've got some reds, some grungy greens, some little brighter, vibrant teals, and some blues that would maybe be fun to play with. But here's the thing, every time I pull this out, first of all, I always gravitate towards the orangey mustards, the grungy greens, and that's about it. I keep saying, oh, you should use those reds, and I keep not using them just because I'm a little scared because I don't know the formula that well, so that's on me. But I also know that every single time I've now used 4 of these shimmers, and 3 out of the 4 creased on me very, very badly, like within hours. And I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done here because I also found, I wore this palette once earlier in this week, and not only did I use the green shade, not only did that little like beautiful chartreuse moment crease on me almost immediately, the other mattes sort of faded like fairly quickly. Like halfway through the day I was like, oh, I just don't feel as vibrant as usual. And you know what? I don't think that there's a shade in here that I don't have existing somewhere in my collection. Like there, you know, I think probably the most unique shade is this sort of like slightly shifty, iridescent-y thing. I mean, she's meh. She's okay. So, you know, it's not like a need for me. The mattes blended beautifully. They worked pretty well, but I just found that they faded fairly quickly. So for me, just because I just can't deal with the creasing. I just can't deal with the creasing. It's not a problem that I normally have. And if the mattes are gonna fade on me, it's just not a palette I need. Maybe somebody else who doesn't have hooded lids or finds that this Beauty Bay formula does not crease on them, they will enjoy it. So I will probably pass this along to someone. So I did just want to say it is kind of a fail for me, which is a bummer, but at least now I know and I've tried their formulas. But I want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to spend it with me. It really does mean so much, lovelies. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a like. Please let me know what some of your favorites of the month were. I will, of course, be sharing soon, speaking of my favorites, my recommendations for the Sephora sale. I've been going through my loves list and taking a peek at what I would like to recommend this year, and of course building up my own cart for the sale, so that will be coming down the road soon. September went by so fast. I cannot believe we are here in the thick of fall. Another video that will be coming down the line is going to be some of my top favorite fall palettes. I think I've done 2 of these before, so I'm really gonna try to A, keep it concise, but B, use things that I haven't been reaching for in my collection and need to remember this year. So that one's coming as well. So again, make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss out on those, but I will see you really soon.